Hey, we're here to talk about the most satisfying sequels of 2008.
And there were a lot of them.
Some of the biggest game franchises that you know about had huge installments come out this year, and a lot of them really pulled it off. Let's take it from the top. Metal Gear Solid 4. Like, this is it. This is the definitive Metal Gear Solid experience. You know, they tweaked out the gameplay, they made it a lot more accessible for Western audiences, and they just tied up all those crazy story threads that they've been building over the years in that franchise.
Yeah, they just spent so much time just delivering on all, like, 20 years or whatever of nonsense and finding a way to bring it together without like some kind of like midichlorian nonsense. That they're able to do that and then deliver this like ridiculous cinematic experience is really just super impressive.
Great fan service, but without being pandering, which is key. Next up on the list, Geometry Wars 2. Again, a game you didn't think needed a sequel, but they pulled it off. They deliver the Geometry Wars experience and then some.
Oh, the music in that game is so great too.
Oh, it's frantic, it's crazy, and it gets stuck in your head for days.
For sure.
Burnout Paradise. Take the Burnout franchise, that concept of crashing cars and it being awesome, and thrown it into an open world format.
Risky. Very risky sequel. All those other games in the series have been, very just linear, tight racetracks, and now just throwing into this open world. There's a lot of stuff that they kind of had to get rid of or refine to figure out how to get it to work in an open world format, and they really just nailed it. And then on top of that, just constantly added to the game, whether it was a day-night cycle or additional multiplayer challenges or motorcycles and all this stuff. Just all year long, they have been pumping more Burnout stuff into Paradise, and it's just been awesome.
Grand Theft Auto 4. Now, the Grand Theft Auto series has been huge, and it got a little crazy and silly over the years, but GTA 4 takes it back down to kind of a basic gameplay design, but really fleshes out the story and the characters and the emotional experience.
Yeah, definitely, not the bigger, badder, more badass kind of thing that some other sequels are going for, a little more left field than that. They tone it down and in just a really impressive way, just nail exactly what they need to nail to make that game feel just, realistic and heart-wrenching, just like all the other stuff that game does. It's amazing.
And lastly, Gears of War 2. Like you mentioned, bigger, better, and badass. That game is it. That's Gears of War, but more so.
Yeah.
Huger in scope, great new multiplayer additions.
For sure. Just it's so much more inclusive this time around. The first game, multiplayer was really only for like a very hardcore crowd of people that were, switching from shotguns to chainsaws and all this other stuff. And there's still a lot of that in there, but with horde mode and just, they have a multiplayer training mode, try to get people up to speed and stuff like that. They really go out of their way to make it more accessible to more people, which is great.
And Delta Squad. What more can I say?
Of course, dude. Delta Squad, always badass, continuing to be badass.
Oh, come on!